Welcome, gang. Welcome. It is Monday. Hello, Captain Al.
What's up, David? Another day alive, huh?
Hell yeah, we're here. It's a beautiful sunny summer day in Cabo San Lucas.
It's a little overcast here in San Diego, a little chilly in the morning, a little chilly in the evening, but it's overcast. It's supposed to be sunny today, but I think the overcast is like some of the remnants of the fog we had last night.
All right, I was talking to my buddy who lives in San Clemente. I was just talking to him right now. He said it's flat, glass, calm in San Clemente, beautiful, aqua blue water. Visibility is about 20 to 25 feet, and he's going diving right now.
Nice. Yeah, it's that fall pattern right now where there's no wind, very little wind.
Today's sponsored to you by Promar. Promar Ahi sponsors the shows on Mondays and Tuesdays. We'll be talking about something from Promar today. But yeah, it looks gorgeous. Al, you know what the big deal is? And we need to get to the bottom of it. We'll talk about it a little bit today. There is squid solid from Dana Point to the border to San Diego. Solid squid everywhere. And there is a big spot of sea bass and yellowtail on it. And I don't know who's catching them, but that's the rumor on the street. So we need to figure this out.
Right? I'm sure we can. I haven't looked into it.
Well, you better. Somebody's got to look into it. It's a huge school. I mean, there's squid. There's so much squid, gang. If you have a boat and a freezer, you should be out there right now. In the next couple of days, you should be out there filling up your boat with squid and packing it in your freezers, and then maybe fish a little bit, catch a little bit, maybe get a sea bass or a yellowtail or a halibut. But I would definitely, there's no reason in the world anybody that owns a boat right now that doesn't fill their freezer up with squid. It is
Yeah,
about
sounds like I'm gonna have to get out and fill my freezer with it.
It's as thick as it's ever been, gang.
It's
It's
expensive in the stores for fresh squid.
Yep. Well,
Five or six
anybody
bucks
that's
a
buying
pound,
it right now is lame.
right?
Get out there and bag that stuff up and get it in your freezer, gang. Stack it up there nice. Just put it in you just stack it up and put it in the Ziploc bag just flat so that
Right.
you can stack it up in there and then take 2 or 3 bags on every trip. But you should be able to load your freezers up. That freezer you got in your backyard, Al, that thing should be stuffed full of squid right now.
Yeah, I gotta make a little bit of room. We got a lot of stuff for the meat and bait in the other one, but yeah, there's some old bait I can get rid of. Yeah, the way I stack that stuff up is in a regular Ziploc sandwich bag. They fit perfect.
Oh yeah, you got to get out there. You got to get your freezer loaded up, gang. I'm talking to people like Tim Ogilvy and Ron and Lisa and John Stanley, all the people that go out fishing all summer long and they go with the chum tube, and they got those chum tubes from you, Al, and
Yeah.
they need bait to put in the chum tube. I'm telling you, gang, it is absolutely time to get out there and get your squid. And who knows, the squid could disappear at any time, but right now it's as thick as it's been ever. It's never been this thick. Guy made 1,000. I'm not lying. Guy made 1,000 tons. I mean, that's 1,000 tons of squid at Torrey Pines the other night.
That's a lot, Dave.
Yeah, that's a couple of scoops.
Yeah.
Yep, you'll see if you guys tonight, if you're driving along the coastline from Dana Point to San Diego, you're going to see a city of squid boats. There is so much squid down here off of San Clemente, Dana Point, San Onofre, all the way down the coast. I can't believe that some of you aren't gonna get out there and catch it. That's just absolutely crazy. And this is what happens in a cold water year when we have big storms like we just had. All the nutrients get dumped in the water, and then who knows what's going to happen. Here comes all the squid. Here comes all the sea bass. Here comes all the yellowtail. We're going to have a phenomenal winter, right, Al?
Absolutely. We are starting a good season, But this calm weather it makes it even better. So glassy out there right now.
Yeah, you got to get out there, gang. I don't know don't go to work. I mean, come on. You go to work. You can go to work any day.
Yeah, just quit your job like I did. Go fishing every day.
There you go.
Way to do it.
There you go. Just quit. There you go. That'd be cool. And then, gang, if any of you guys decide to go squid fishing, I'll put you on the spots. You make me a video of this squid because these squid videos are hot right now. They are a hot commodity. The people on the East Coast have never seen what we're seeing right now. Anybody on the East Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, or no, excuse me, the Gulf of America. The Gulf of America. They've never seen this before. This is bait-sized squid that you buy at the store for like $18 a pound. It's floating all over the place. How much is it a pound right now, Al?
I think it's $6 a pound at Seafood City.
The Fish and Game Commission,
Yeah.
they don't even know. Once they find out this stuff's floating everywhere, they're going to figure out how they can stop us from fishing for it. But right now, it's an open season for the private boaters. We can catch it. You can get those squid nets from Promar. You can get those throw in the water mesh squid nets and catch it up. You can catch them with the handheld squid nets. It's pretty amazing right now what's going on out here.
Yeah, and if you have underwater lights on your boat, when it's like this, that's plenty. You don't need the other light that goes in the water. Just flip
Right,
on
but
your
it sure
underwater
helps.
lights. Good to go. Right.
But it sure
I have
helps
like
if you get out.
four of those other lights, but more light the better. My dad used to use these old halogen lights on a piece of plywood back in the day. Yeah, 4 halogen lights and stick it over the side of the boat outside the water and get all the squid we wanted back then.
We don't do the Matt Ryan asked, why no Saturdays? We don't do Saturdays because we don't have to, gang. We don't have, I was plugging in the sponsors there. We don't need to do a Saturday show anymore. I got enough sponsors for the week shows, and I can have the whole weekend off. And it's pretty cool to have the whole weekend off. Pretty much all I got to do is 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day, but that'll wear you out.
Yeah, but it's like fishing. It's not just 1 hour. It's 2 hours of prep and 2 hours of clean up. Right? Somebody's got to find all the people and stuff to be on the podcast.
And it's 52 years of fishing and grinding and staying up all night and staying up all day and doing all that. It's not easy. It's a grind. But I did it. I've done everything you could possibly imagine you do in the sport fishing industry. I'm pretty much here now. Mike Allen. There you are, Mike. I haven't seen you for a long flipping time. Mike Allen. Nice to see you. So, Captain Al, why don't you tell us about what you did the other night? Look at this. And we're excited about what's going to happen tomorrow night. But look there's Captain Al with a couple of fatties. My God, what happened?
We went hooping in that tornado. And we made 3 pulls and had 16 by 8 o'clock. First pull, we had 7. Second pull, we only had 1. I don't know what happened with that. I thought we'd be done in the second pull. And then the third pull, we had like 9 or 10 keepers. And that night, all of them were like pretty much no measure. A couple of them were clickers, but for the most part, no measure, and not very many shorts. It looked, and most of them were all males. I don't know what those are, but I think those are both.
A
No,
female and a male.
yeah, female and a male. But I was pulling them out of the cooler, and I'm like, man, there's a bunch of males in here. But yeah, it was fun. We went out there, and I had to get my rain gear on, and I knew it was going to be gnarly, and we went out and did it. But
It was pretty gnarly to watch. I'm telling you, we were seeing that wind blow. My gosh, that was crazy.
yeah, that video was very poor quality, but that's what we get in that boat when it's blowing 20 knots and raining sideways.
And then you got a big trip tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, I got Lobster Lisa, Bob G's, Bugman, and Lisa's two kids. I think that's who's coming.
How cool is that? That's going to be wild. So you're
She's all
running trips, right?
Yeah, she's all fired up.
So if we want to go lobster fishing, we can get out there on your boat and go do it, right?
Oh yeah, even tonight. Still got enough time to book for tonight. Yeah, and I posted on the community too that 10% discount. I don't really give discounts. I've made a living without having to do that, but I figured it's holidays, give them a little holiday discount and get the boats filled up. But it's been crickets. I don't know what's going on. But for instance, on an open party Stingari trip, you only need 3 people. It's $700. On the Riviera, it's 1,075 or something like that for 6 people. That's less than $200 a piece for that boat right there.
Yeah, to go on that boat behind you right there. That's good. And tomorrow night, anybody that hasn't seen you, it should be a good night for hoop netting with really good weather, maybe a little fog. That happens when the weather's this nice, but for everybody that's watching, you guys are going to get to see Captain Al's boat in all its glory. Hopefully there's going to be some lobsters, but just to be out there on the boat doing the lobster thing is pretty spectacular. The other night we had 38,000 people watch. And that was on the Shingari when it was rougher than hell. And it was
some guy talking on the deck and you couldn't even see him.
Couldn't see him and you couldn't hear. The wind was just howling. So tomorrow night, I'm estimating about 60,000 people are going to watch this thing live.
That's cool.
It's going to be incredible. And gang, I can't emphasize enough that you got to get out on the water. If you're in the San Diego area, say from Oceanside to San Diego, and you've never experienced this hoop netting thing, it is something to see. And Captain Al does it with first class all the way on this Riviera. And then if you're hardcore, like Al and his buddy that the other night, if you got a couple of guys, you're hardcore, you just want to get out there, go on the Shingari, go on the small boat, go on the bargain price boat. But if you got a nice group of people with some kids and you want comfort, then go out on the Riviera. It doesn't get any better than going on the Riviera. There's nobody that does a better operation than Captain Al. And as far as safety, and safety's got to be first. A lot of these guys down in San Diego are fly by the seat of their pants, running illegal charters, super sketched out, not having the right safety gear on the boat, no bilge pumps. It's just absolute sleazeball stuff going on. You want to check it out first class? Watch tomorrow night, Captain Al Clowers. About time, right?
About time. I'll do the best I can do. And hopefully I can run those deck lights tomorrow.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is it's clean, it's safe, and it's fun. And then if you get some lobsters, that's even a better bonus. But you don't need the lobsters, just make it a little bit better. But I'll tell you what, being on the water on Captain Al's boat is pretty spectacular. I've done it from his Shingari, and I've done it from the the Riviera, and it's pretty much the same either way. It's just comfortability. But as far as knowing the bay, there isn't anybody that knows that bay in San Diego better. Kind of like Justin in Long Beach, LA Harbor. There's no one knows that area up there better, and Al's the same down in San Diego, I'll tell you.
Yeah, sometimes there's so many little nuggets that I need to check. But with that hooping, it's hard to bring them all up and move way away. So I just kind of pick an area and scatter them around there like the other night. But yeah, there's sometimes knowing too much is bad. But it's like, where do you start? Sometimes like, all right, here we go. Let's start here. Hope for the best.
And then I want to show you guys some couple of friends of the show and friends of the family. They went out hooping last night. Brian and they went out and they fished Angel's Gate. They were gonna go to Jurassic Park, but there was just too many boats in there after that report the night before. And so they went and fished in front of Angel's Gate at the lighthouse there, and they had a phenomenal night of hooping. Check it out right there. And that's part of the lure of being a member of Your Saltwater Guide. You can call me up. You can get on the water information at the time of going, and then you can still make your own decision if you want to go try it out, or if not, go try out your own area. But being a member of the guides of the Your Saltwater Guide gives you so much information. Then you just have to put it in your own little computer and process it. And Brian did just that, and they were rewarded with a phenomenal night of lobster fishing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good reports lately.
And then Kenny and Steve Bugman went out also.
Smashed them.
And smashed them. But that's 3 nights in a row. Those guys have been on this bug. They've been on it. It's been really, really good. It's been unbelievably amazing.
Oh, yeah, anytime you can get a couple limits by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Absolutely.
That's good fishing.
Yep. What are you doing, Al? You getting a call?
No, I'm looking for this safety video that the Coast Guard did for me.
Okay.
I don't know if I can find it. It's
real quick, guys, check this out. All right, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about the ambush line of hoop nets. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way to the top, or start at the top and work our way to the bottom, depending on where you're at your level of hoop netting. First of all, we're going to talk about the new Ambush XL Heavy. Now this thing is an animal. This thing, most of us for years have had to put weights in the bottom of our nets to get them down to the bottom when we're fishing over 100 feet of water. Well, the guys at Promar have come up with the most phenomenal design. This thing right here, this thing by itself weighs 14 pounds. This is a big piece of metal right here. This thing's gonna sink like a boulder right to the bottom. You're not gonna have to put any weights on them. You're not gonna have to worry about that anymore. This thing's ready to go. If you guys are fishing in the deep water, the new XL Heavy is gonna be your go-to ambush net. Next, the Ambush XL. This is a phenomenal net, giant opening at the top, much bigger than the original Ambush. This is gonna be for those of you with enough deck space that can handle these XL. Because like I've always said, I've never had enough of anything, and I've never had enough of an ambush net. The bigger the better, always. Bigger is better. The more lobsters you can fit in here, the better it's gonna be for you. Get the night over with quicker. So the Ambush XL is much bigger around than the original ambush net. The problem with this, if you have a small boat though, is it's gonna take up a big piece of property on your boat. So we're gonna go to the original ambush and show you a little bit smaller in diameter, much easier to store. These all stack right up on top of each other for easy storage. When you have 10 of these, because you're not gonna want a hoop net without 10, because you're never gonna go by yourself. You're always gonna take a friend, that way he can have 5 and you can have 5. And these things will stack up and take up one tiny little area on your boat. If you look, those of you with the small 20-foot to 30-foot boats, you're gonna want these smaller type ambush nets, the original ambush, because they take up less space on the deck of your boat. much easier to store. You can see the difference in size of the two nets. And then we got the heavy duty, this XL heavy for fishing deep water on the bottom. I just went through the whole line of ambush nets. If you want to get more technical and get more precise on how to hoop net in Southern California, check out my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com, and you can check out the full line of ambush nets there, and you can see exactly how we use them, where we use them, how we set them up, and how we get them down to the bottom. Check out yoursaltwaterguide.com. And gang, let me tell you something. It's 20% off, not 15. It's 20. I know it says 15 on the coupon right there. When you scan the QR code, you'll find out it's 20% off every single thing Promar has to offer, from their hoop nets, the gloves, the bait tubes, all the way down. And then as far as apparel goes, Brian was telling us the other day, 30% off all the apparel. So absolutely an amazing, amazing thing. And it's because of Black Friday, and they're going off right now, having the Black Friday sale, even though it's Monday. So check it all out. Get over there and look at all the stuff Promar has to offer, and save a few bucks and get some presents for everybody. You're going to need them. So Captain Al, you going to show us a little thing you do with the bait?
Yeah. So this is the new Promar twist-on blue bait tube with the big hooks, which are great for clipping them on, and the screw on top is just works really good. So some of you guys might not agree with this, but this is what I do. You see inside here how this is all filled up right here. So I use a half a tube of bait, right? So what I do is, in this one, you know those Walmart floaties that you get for the kids to swim in the pool? This is the large one, and I just cut it right here, cut a little piece out of it because it's bigger than the tube, stick the wire down the cut and push it in there, and this thing is in there. So when I hoop, it saves me 50% of bait. After the second pull, I'll pull a little bit out and refresh it. So I'll make 2 pulls on each time before I refresh it. I've caught thousands of lobsters on little tiny bait tubes. Back in the day, we used to use these little cups that only held like 2 sardines. We'd change them every pull. But if you want to save on your bait, you definitely want to plug them halfway full of a foam, and this one works really good. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Promar is gonna come out with some type of filler for them, so they're professionally made. But if you want to make a hack and save some bait, there you go. You know, I buy a scoop, which is, it depends who's scooping, but a 5-gallon bucket. And if you fill those all the way to the top, that 5-gallon bucket goes away pretty fast. So if you want to only spend $50 on bait, get yourself some fillers for your tubes and change it out every now and then. When you change it out, you don't need to put very much fresh stuff in there. So they don't need a big old giant wad of bait in the hoop. And I've learned by experience over the years doing that. So whatever you guys want to do, if you want to spend $100 on bait and fill them to the top, go for it. If you want to spend $50, plug your bait tubes.
Yeah, and then the thing about the commercial guys, they're using like a baby food jar full of bait. That's all for that big 3x5 cage, and it works just fine. It's just about having something in there. The problem we have is pulling it up and throwing it back down all the time washes the bait out, which they don't have that problem in the commercial traps. So Al's on to something here. I like that. That is kind of cool.
Yeah, I ordered some round foam off Amazon, I don't know, 3 months ago or whatever. And I used it and it's shrinking up. I caulked the top of it because it didn't fit really tight, and I caulked the top of it, but it's shrinking up and getting really loose in there. Those little the fat foam floaty works really good because that was a hole in the middle. I just took my little dovetail saw and cut the piece, the length, and then cut a chunk out of it about this wide and it collapses up and fits right in there. And it's in there really tight. You can't even, it's not coming out. You know? And there's no caulking or nothing in this one. So thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, no, that's a great hack. I like that. That's phenomenal.
It works good. But yeah, as far as that video, those ambush nets are top notch. I run a bunch of 36-foot or 36-inch ambush standard hoops, and I don't have the little tray here, but I make a little weight for it, which is about 2 to 3 pounds. And I use if you get a pie tin, aluminum pie tin, I just pour the lead on that pie tin. It's only about 3/8 or a half-inch thick, and it fits right in this bait sock on the ambush hoop. And I put a couple zip ties on it, and it really helps for the heavy current days and when there's a lot of junk in the water. You know, big kelp patties trying to get your stuff to the bay. So, and it's nice and flat, so they stay in there. I can still stack them just right, and it works really good. So that's what I do over here. And it seems
all right. Yeah, I got an ice cube down the wrong pipe. I'm sorry. I'm pissing you guys off, but I got an ice cube down the wrong pipe. Tim Ogilvy, a lot of people are asking about what happened to Mikey. I know what I was able to find out from other people. This is how it went down. This is what I heard. Could be totally wrong, but enough people have said it that I believe I can share it now. Mikey went out fishing. There was some tuna offshore. So for some reason, he thought that he needed to get out there to where the tuna were. 6 to 8 miles off the beach. He went out there. He was trolling. He got the braid caught in his motor. When he went to get the braid out of his motor on that solo skiff, leaning over there working on it, lo and behold, he flipped the skiff. And he worked on it. He held on to the boat as long as he could, trying to flip it back over. But the hypothermia, the water being cold, him having on what he had on, everything was working against him. Eventually, he succumbed to the cold water, and that's what happened. That's not official, but that's how it was explained to me. If other people know something different and I'm not sharing the story proper, I apologize. Enough people have asked me, and that's exactly what I was told had happened. So, moral of the story, don't go offshore 8 miles on a solo skiff and wear something bright. I don't know. It sucks. Mikey was my friend. Mikey and I were supposed to be in Mag Bay fishing yesterday and the day before. And he was supposed to be on our podcast last Friday because he went and got a Starlink for his car. He had a mini Starlink. He was super excited about doing the show and sharing with everyone what he was doing on his trip down the Baja. He was super excited. He was going to share it all with us. And then him and I were going to fish Mag Bay. We were going to go out and fish the mangroves. I was going to go with my buddy, and Mikey was going to go on his solo skiff, and we were going to show him where to go and what to do. And he was going to fish side by side with us, and we were all excited about it. And then here we go. That's what happened. That's what I was told. That's what happened, gang. And then they found his body somewhere off of Turtle Bay a couple days later. So that's what I got.
Yeah, it's a big bummer.
It sucks. It totally sucks. He had so much energy, and he was so fun to be around, and he always had something cool to share. with everybody. He wanted everybody to catch fish, and he just had joy of life all the time with him. So I got, I really didn't even want to talk about it because it does hurt me a lot to think, because I think he was a friend. I consider him a friend. And yeah, it sucks a lot. It sucks to have to share what happened to him, how I saw it anyway. It might not be exactly how it went down, but that's what I was told. So, and you can see in the pictures when they pulled this boat out of the water when it was upside down, you can see the braided line in the propeller. So that kind of helps that story make sense. And that's what I know. And hypothermia sets in really quick. And if the water's 65, 66, it's you don't think that's that cold, but it is, especially with all your clothes and everything. That's just keeping that coldness right up on you. It's terrible. And to try to get that skiff to turn back over with the motor on it, it's not an easy thing to do. And then when you're got your bodies all dressed with warm clothes to stay warm, and then they get all wet, and it's just like moving with concrete tied to your arms. So just, I don't know, don't take the ocean for granted, because it can happen just like that.
Yes, like a lot of people posted on there that, we all take risk, and personally, I've taken lots of risk, and never got taken. But life is a big risk, you know what I mean? And you could be prepared, and it could get a little bit gnarly outside of your preparation, and then big man up in the sky will take you away. And that guy was such a cool guy. I didn't really know him on a personal level or nothing, but just by reading about him and watching some of his videos, he's the kind of guy that when you're in a little bit of a funk, you just go hang out with Mikey and you pop out of your funk. You know what I mean? He's so positive. I do know that one of my captains that worked with me for 3 years that I trained from the very beginning of his career, Joe, he runs the Wanu out of Mission Bay for Coletta. And him and Mikey were tag teaming that boat for the last couple of years, and those guys are really missing him big time over there too. So, yeah, I just sent you a video. I don't know if it went
Yeah, I'm
through.
putting it up.
I'm not trying to be the safety guy or nothing, but I can. This is nothing to do with Mikey or any of that stuff. This is six-pack charter voluntary inspection with the Coast Guard. I do it every year in the winter, January mostly, just so I have to pull out all my paperwork. I have to pull out all the life rafts. I have to check the EPIRB. I have to check everything. And then I get somebody to oversee it to make sure, I'm not missing nothing. I do that every year. Sure, yeah, we could get in some kind of a bind, but for the most part, we're pretty much ready for everything. So I don't even like to talk about it because I don't want it to happen to me, but stuff happens like that day I was out there going to the islands. Everything was purring like a kitten in February, right? Just starting the season kind of then. Got down to the rock pile. Luckily, I didn't wrap that rope going 18 knots. Backed it down to 7 knots. Next thing you know, the motor made a big old noise and stopped, and I had an inch and a half rope wrapped around all my props and both my shafts. And it happened within 2 seconds, But things
Yeah, and
happen out there.
you got that glare of the sun burning in your eyes. You can't see at that time of the morning driving down into the water.
It was an overcast, a misty morning, and it was barely at gray light, and it was really windy. And I was looking at that second. I was looking at birds, and bam!
Right.
Mm-hmm. It could have been really bad. It could have ripped the shaft right out of the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, the video's loading. Just keep on going. I'll get it up here in a minute.
But safety's big time. I mean, even at your dock, I've heard some stories lately about boats taking on water at the dock, and it's just you got to do your due diligence. Even though people do their due diligence and triple and quadruple check, stuff still happens. It's it's like I said, you're taking a risk whether you're prepared or not. I could jump in my car right now and get smoked in the corner. Who knows?
Right.
That's why I say every day is a gift, man. Especially for me and you.
Yeah,
All the
you're
stuff you've
absolutely
been through. I have some people that complain about a lot of small stuff, but when you're 65 years old, you've been through a few things here and there, and you've been through some physical things, and it just makes you appreciate every day that much better.
absolutely. Hold on a second. I'm getting this thing up here. It's almost ready. Okay, here we go.
Good morning. I'm Dan Durkis. I'm with the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. I'm a commercial vessel examiner. I'm here once more with Alan Clowers. As I say once more, we've been examining his vessel successfully for a number of years now. And in a previous video you saw, the whole table full of paperwork, everything that's needed for it. And I just want to point out that at the level that Alan's doing this examination and going over all the paperwork and everything with him is entirely voluntary. He does not have to do this to operate his vessel commercially. However, as we have a saying, it's getting the decal to post on your vessel. This is not mandatory. Compliance with the regulations, however, is mandatory. So this is just an easy way and a service of the Coast Guard to ensure that the passenger carrying vessels are in compliance with all the applicable laws and regulations in effect at the time of the exam. So, and Alan's been doing this for quite some time, passes readily, excuse me, and we appreciate it that he takes that time to have everything he's got checked over to make sure it's still in compliance. And he's also done some outreach for us, lets other people know about it. So if you want to operate a small vessel to carry passengers for hire, you really need to get in touch with the Coast Guard Auxiliary, or in San Diego, just call the Domestic Inspections Department at the Coast Guard Sector San Diego, and I believe the number is 619-278-7241, and they can get in touch with us. And my phone number, if you ever need to call, it's 858-722-4338. So we'd love to have you as a customer. And by the way, take a look at cgaux.org to see if you might be interested in joining the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. It's a great service to the Coast Guard and the country. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing it since 2001. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can, and I'm still having fun. So thank you.
That guy had a lot of nice things to say about you, Al.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But he's strict, strict
Safe.
and cool. But anyway, if that helps anybody, I mean, with the Mikey thing, a lot of people are talking about a lot of different safety stuff. With the boat stuff, you can't be safe enough. Stuff's gonna happen.
Right, and I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody, but there's a lot of fly by the seat of their pants operations running around doing charters. And at the end of the day, what's your life worth? What's
Right.
your life worth, man?
Right.
To see that sticker in the window of that boat, that kind of gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside to know that you are on a boat that, the guy said, you don't have to get the sticker. You don't have to. But my gosh, if you're on a boat and you paid money to go and you got your children on there, be damn nice to see that sticker in the window, wouldn't it, Al?
Yeah, and it's really cool when the Coast Guard pulls up on you at 40 knots when it's blowing offside coming in the harbor, and they get a glimpse of that and they just veer off most of the time.
Yeah. Well, safety's real. It's
Right.
absolute real. I mean, I talked about it a lot on Thursday with Dave Bacon because that's kind of what his job is nowadays. He kind of does that safety inspection after a accident, and it can one or two things you can handle, three or four at the same time. It's kind of a bad situation like the deal with Mikey. Two or three things are one or two things you could handle. When you put all three or four of them on top of that, there's just no way out. So when you think about this, gang, we talk about it all the time. Everything matters. If you're watching us today, just remember when you're out on the water, it's not even just fishing, but every single thing matters. Your bilge pumps matter. Your bait pump matters. Your washdown pump matters. All your through holes have to work. The places where your transducer goes through the bottom of your boat, that has to work. Your exhaust has to work. All these things have to work. Your batteries, oh my gosh, we can't talk about it enough. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, Al. We talk about it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times a year. We do this podcast 5 days a week. So we're kind of redundant. We talk about a lot of things over and over again, but it matters because even though you think you changed your batteries recently, Al, how many times have you gone, oh, yeah, I changed the batteries last year? Then you go down there and you look and you go, oh my God, last year was 4 years ago. And you're like, damn, how'd
Yeah.
that happen so fast?
Yeah, it happens a lot in my bass boat, but my other boats I keep a really close tab on and I put the date on them. But you got to look at them, even though you got a big piece of blue tape and a Sharpie with the date on them. You still got to open the hatch and look at the date, because time goes by quick.
Yeah, absolutely, gang.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Captain Al Clowers, you got a trip tomorrow night, but what do you got coming up? You got plenty of openings, and you're going to have boat parades. You're going to have all kinds of stuff going on for December, right?
Yeah. I'm offering the boat parade deal. If they want to come out with 6 people and do the boat parade for 3 hours, it's $1,000. I'll put you right in front. And then the fishing's good. The bay fishing's good. The rock cod fishing's good. You want to do a freezer filler? You can do it in U.S. waters, or you can do the island trip. Right now, you could be down there rock cod fishing, backing up on the cod in 0 wind, glassy conditions. There's a lot of fishing going on. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm probing a lot of different directions right now for work, and everybody's chasing the turkey. I guess they're hunting for turkeys or something. But I came home from the desert early because normally I stay in the desert all the way till the 1st. And then I had to come home because I have to take care of my mom that's starting the 100% the day after Thanksgiving because my niece is leaving. But also I came home because I figured I'd be a little bit more busy, but it's not happening right now. So I'm
So,
home. I'm ready to work. And the fish are biting and the lobsters are crawling. So, and the prices are 10% cheaper than they have been in 5 years.
quite a few people are listening to this while they're driving in their cars. They're listening to it on Spotify and Apple and Megaphone. How can they get out there with you? Let them know. Give them your phone number slowly.
You can call me direct at 619-800-3474. That's 619-800-FISH. If you forget the 3474. 619-800-FISH.
And
Call
you
me
got a
up.
couple of options, right?
Yeah, I got the Riviera 6-pack option. Some people come with 3. It depends on what kind of quality of a trip they want. Basically, the Riviera does everything from a little bay trip all the way out, does all the outside stuff outside the bay. up to 12-hour trips, and then the little boat does the bay trips and the lobsters and basically stays in the bay. So the little boat's 1 to 3 people. There's an upgrade for a 4th person on it, not for lobster, but for bay fishing. So you want the economical little skiff, cool little San Diego made Stringari skiff. You do that. Christmas is coming up, man. Kids are getting fishing poles and all that stuff. They need to go fishing. And now's the time to do it. Back in the day, I used to be pretty busy during the holidays. It's just not like it used to be. So trying to do everything I can to come out there. And I want to thank Lisa and the gang for supporting me and booking a trip for the holidays. And no matter what, we're going to have a good time that day. That's tomorrow night. And we're going to have some fun. So whoever else wants to go have some fun and get bendo or go pull on some hoops, I'm here for you.
And I'm looking forward to this live show tomorrow night just because it's been a long time since we've had Captain Al on the Riviera. We've had you on the Shingari and we're getting 30,000 views. I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow night. It's going to be such a great night out fishing.
Yeah, we have some celebrities tomorrow, so they'll keep it interesting. They're not afraid of the camera.
No, they're not.
The regular people are a little afraid of the camera, except for that Asian family. That guy, I go, hey man, you want to be on YouTube live? And his eyes lit up. They were cool. He was checking how many followers you had and everything. He was all fired up. All his buddies were on there with him.
Oh yeah, when they see 100,000 followers on YouTube, they get kind of excited.
They're like, "You're the real deal, huh?" And I said, "I don't know, man. Just keep pulling. Don't stop."
And they caught a bunch of lobsters.
Yeah, they did. We're overdue for a big giant one, so maybe we'll get one tomorrow night.
Yeah, Lisa, come on. Let's do it.
We're overdue for one of those 10-pounders.
So Bob's going, and Lisa's going, and Lisa's children?
Yes. And I think it's Bugman going too. Let me see real quick.
Lisa's on here right now. She could tell us.
What's up, Lisa? It's on. It is on Facebook Messenger. Hold on a second.
Brian R's going with you tomorrow. What time are you going to start tomorrow night, Al?
3:30 at the dock.
No, the live show.
Probably right around 5:15, 5:10.
There you go. 5:15. That's what time it'll go live. 5:15, gang. 5:15. Set your watches. Gang, the way you can find out, set your notification on YouTube. Hey, Lisa, who's going tomorrow night? There she is. She's on here. What, little buddy? There's my monkey. Marley had to get rushed to the hospital yesterday again.
Oh.
He chewed his stitches off. Everything was going good. It was a great week. He's eating everything. Me? Oh, Tina Stanley. Hey, Tina. Bob Geis, Brett Rodriguez, and her son.
There you go.
Hey. Make sure you tell Tina, hey. Al.
Oh, I will.
All day long. Hey.
Pull.
It's going to be fun tomorrow night. It's going to definitely be fun.
Holiday spectacular tomorrow.
But gang, I need the group to get out there and go catch some squid and tell me where these yellowtail and sea bass are biting at. Yeah, can you make the show a little bit longer than an hour? Yeah, no kidding. 2 nights in a row of full limits. Captain Al.
I hope I can get it done in an hour. We got a lot of people though. That's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, we want a 2-hour show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, Matt. Hey, hey, hey. I'll fill Captain Al into the hey, hey, hey thing. I think he knows, but he doesn't know. It's going to be up to the lobsters how quick the show's over tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. Yep. They could be crawling like crazy and we just keep pulling, or it could be tough. Who knows? It's lobster fishing.
It's fishing.
Been a little Santa Ana the last couple of days down here, so let's see what happens.
But now I just got a message from a guy. The squid is thick from Santa Barbara to the Mexican border. Everywhere there's a possibility that there's squid everywhere.
Wow.
So you got to go. Santa Monica Bay, you're not going to see the light boats because there's no commercial presence in there, but the squid is thick. El Segundo, the pipe outside the tanker buoys, there's squid is thick there. It's thick at Iser's Reef. It's thick at Point Furman. It's thick in Newport. It's thick in Laguna. It's thick in Dana Point. It's thick at San Onofre. You just got to get out there and fill up your freezers, gang. I can't emphasize this enough. In a couple of months, when there's no squid, you're going to wish you did. Right?
Yep. Yeah, I need to look into that. Take the grandkids out there and catch some squid.
Yeah. Well, I would say get out there, go fishing, and get out there and go lobstering. And our members are having the record-breaking season as far as lobsters go. Let's just keep this going.
Absolutely. Give me a call. Let's go.
If you jump in the water, Seawolf, that would be spectacular. And Matt Ryan's got to work every single night from now until he dies. So
that's overrated.
Yeah, that work thing.
Yeah.
Doing what he does, chasing those.
Those guys get a bunch of vacation time. What's up with that, Matt?
Yeah.
Vacation time, sick leave, all that stuff.
Jeez, Matt. Too much work. Marley, what are you doing? Get over here. Come here. All right, everybody. Well, that's all we got for you today. I thank you all very much for joining us. Captain Al's going to be live at 5:15 tomorrow night. Don't miss it. Hit your alarm. Share Facebook. Share the heck out of this. And we'll be live tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Michael Folks will be with me, the history of sport fishing, and Chad from Hookup Baits will be with us.
Nice.
Why you wear a life jacket inside? I don't know. I don't know why you would wear one inside. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.